Because if no one's around to call it out, or no one can call it out, or people being jailed to call it out, or journalists are even being jailed to call it out, then you have a situation where information becomes really hard to go by, and it allows those in control to stay in control because the dissent is just squelched.
Well, I just want listeners to know, and most people figured this out now, over the years, detractors, COINTELPRO have said I'm a fearmonger predicting all of this. History's pretty wild. History's pretty scary. And we're definitely going down a very nasty path. Unfortunately, it's all coming true, in some cases worse than I thought it would and quicker. And I just hope people realize, you know, a full spectrum of our guests and other even, you know, mainline researchers agree now we're in a whole lot of trouble. And this culture of denial has allowed this to happen, Nomi.
No, I agree. I am... Whenever I get emails, and I'm sure you get more from people saying, you know, thanks for sharing information, because we're not getting this from mainstream media. We're not getting these details because there's these pat stories, you know, like in Europe. Oh, the European countries are doing bad, so we're helping them out. No, that's not the case. We have banks that bet on them and have gotten bailed out. You know, so there's
the banks are getting our money in a bailout, which isn't a bailout. It's a robbery. Nomi, stay there. Call straight ahead. Some of the articles I have is from Japan to Ireland to the U.S. Politicians and others are calling for lithium to be added to the water to calm the public. Now, we know they've actually been doing this for a while, but now they're just admitting it. Boy, I tell you, there is no end to these people. This is out of the Irish Times. I want to go to some phone calls for Nomi Prins, but Nomi, I mean, what's coming next if they say the military can secretly arrest you and hold you for life and no one knows where you went? I mean, this is literally the disappearances they talk about in North Korea.
No, it's so sad. It's that suppression of content. We're supposed to be a democracy. You know, we're supposed to be able to express information and opinions and everything else as long as we're not hurting anyone. And obviously doing so isn't hurting anyone unless you're getting violent with it, which isn't the intent of what's going on now. The intent is really to just quell information, journalism, discontent, and it's amazing in a world in which there is so much that needs to be extracted, that needs to be made light, because things are more rapidly decaying now. You know, the derivative stuff it sounds all techie, but I mean, it's not. We're talking about, you know, capital that used to be just decimating and causing depressions in the 20s when it was easy to sort of understand it. Now it's more complex, but it's much more
fraudulent garbage that they've sold into the market that they make money on the front end with, and then they make us bail it out on the back end. It's incredible theft. Cole in... where are you calling from, Cole? You're in the military, you say. You're concerned about this. Where are you calling from?
That's Missouri.
Okay, Missouri. Give us your view on what's happening.
Okay, well, just give you a little bit of history myself. I'm former active duty, current National Guardsman. I was there on the ground July 12th, 2007 during the Apache check. I was in a different company, though. I just wanted to hit on a few things real quick. Yesterday I was scanning a story on Yahoo about Ron Paul, and you see all the comments, and it's just, you know, people that are bashing, see it all just, you know, negative comments, they're all hidden, and then, you know, the story just disappears. So you see the psyop going on with that. The current state of the National Guard, you know, I'm getting out here in just a few months, but one of the guys there, he was all fired up about the Fast and the Furious thing, and we talked about it for a little while, and here came September 11th, and he posted something on Facebook and said, you know, everyone needs to shut up about this inside job thing. And I posted back. I was like, hey, you know, we're all fired up, you know, about them shipping 2,000 guns across the border to Mexico. You know, the government would never, you know, do anything like 9/11. He's like, well, you know, point taken, I guess. So, you know, you just got to point little things out to people.
Exactly. Governments get caught doing this stuff all the time. It doesn't mean there aren't terrorists somewhere, but the point is most of this stuff is provocateur or manufactured. Well, talking to your friends in the National Guard, are they concerned about this?
Quite a few of them are. A lot of them gotten out. A lot of them, you know, they signed long contracts, so they're just stuck with it. But a good number of them are. Then, you know, there's always the guys that are just oblivious to everything and are just there for whatever reason.
Well, no doubt we've moved 2 minutes closer to midnight. Thank you. 5 more minutes with Nomi Prins. We'll get her take on this. Talk to Recon Marine and others straight ahead. And then Bob Chapman joins us, and I'm going to get into a bunch of other news we haven't covered, including the power